What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of MLB action here on Wednesday, July 30th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. My pick that, regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day. And let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, still got a couple games going. Got off to a bit of an annoying start there. We had the under on that Dodgers-Reds game. Glasnow being so bad was what nearly sunk us in a game that should have been an easy win with Lodolo being lights out. The Reds bullpen was not great, but the Dodgers bullpen actually held up well, and you would have thought that would translate into an under, but not quite. We end up with a push in that one. We got a win there on the Royals at -125, a nice 9-6 win. Weirdly high scoring for a Royals game, but they outlast Atlanta despite Lugo being below his normal standard. We did brick out the over there in that Marlins Cardinals game, a 5-0 win there for Miami. Sonny Gray was mediocre as projected, but Alcantara in the bullpen pitching a combined shutout there for Miami was not something that I really saw coming. Now, we still have the Rangers at +105. They're all tied up there with the Angels in the bottom of the 6th inning. We had Tampa Bay at +175 as our dog of the day. That was a pretty devastating loss. A really tough look to see a +175 underdog up 3-0. Then they give up 6 runs to eventually lose that game 7-5. Boyle was terrible, and despite the bullpen being good and Fried being middle of the road kind of as projected there, Tampa Bay just couldn't get quite enough offense to get them over the hump. So that was a little bit of a rough look. We still have the Mets live at -125 as our massive lock of the day, but it's looking like that could be a loss once again, guys. They're down 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. They've had a ton of chances in that game to run up a high score and just have not made that happen. So pretty annoying. We'll see if they can come back, but that's looking a little bit rough. So not the best day for us. The premium picks, however, are looking red hot right now. So we'll cover those here in a little bit, but we're going to dive right in. Got a full slate here on a very, very busy Wednesday. And first up, we've got the Toronto Blue Jays going on the road to take on the Baltimore Orioles. It's looking like Toronto might actually be in something of a slump here, guys. They've lost 4 straight games. They lost both parts of a doubleheader there yesterday, losing 16-4 and then 3-2. A pretty rough loss there in the second half. They're still 63-46 on the year, still a 4-game cushion there against the Yankees, but they need to turn things back around here pretty quick. They're going to hand the ball to Jose Barrios, who's 7-4 on the season, a 3.83 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs allowed at a slumping Detroit Tigers. So he threw the ball really well in that one. I would say over his last 5 starts, really only 2 of them have been excellent. So we'll see what he can do here against Baltimore, a team that he faced back in early April and really wasn't great against them in that outing. So that's a concern. The Toronto bullpen's been having a lot of trouble here recently. That's definitely a concern. The offense hasn't really showed up in their last 4 games either. I mean, 2, 4, 4, and 4 of their last few is not normal for a Blue Jays team that's 1st in batting average, 7th in runs scored, and 1st in on-base percentage. So they're going to turn things around here at some point. I just don't know when exactly that point is going to be. So we'll see what they do here on the road against these Orioles, who are playing some of their best ball of the season, winning 5 in a row in 6 of their last 7. They're going to hand the ball to Dean Kremer, who's 8-7 on the year, a 4.23 ERA. His last time on the mound, he got shelled by the Colorado Rockies. That's not really what you want to see. Now his 2 starts before that were excellent. We'll see which version of Dean Kremer we get in this one. He hasn't been a super reliable guy out there. In terms of history against Tampa Bay this season, he faced the Rays back on June 29th and was lights out over 7 innings. He also faced them back on July 19th and was lights out over 7 innings there. So definitely expecting very good stuff from Dean Kremer in this game. The Orioles bullpen's been looking better here recently, but terrible over the course of the year. The offense is looking great, swinging some of the hottest bats in the majors right now over the course of the year. Obviously, they've been a huge letdown given what they did last year, but this season, hasn't been as good, but recently they've been hitting the cover off the ball. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Blue Jays are -105. The Orioles are -115. We've got a total of 10 in this game. Toronto is 26-28 on the road, 26-25-3 to the over on the road. Baltimore, they're a 500 road team. They're 28-23-2 to the over at home. I mean, I think this is a real slump. I'm taking the Orioles here at -115. Kremer's got great history against the Blue Jays. Barrios has bad history against the Orioles. Seems like kind of a no-brainer here to take the Orioles. I would be slamming it on this pick if it wasn't, Baltimore going for the sweep here. That does make it a little bit less appealing, but still think they're the best side in this game. Next up, guys, we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks going on the road to take on the Detroit Tigers. The Diamondbacks at 51-57 on the year seem like they're pretty much mailing it in. They just lost 12-2 in Game 2 of this series. They'll hand the ball here to Ryan Nelson, who's sporting a 3.29 ERA, coming off a couple of lights-out starts, dominating the Pirates and dominating the Cardinals his last 2 times on the mound. He's given up no more than 4 earned runs over any of his last 5 outings, and the Diamondbacks are 4-1 over that span. So he's been looking great. The Diamondbacks have been looking terrible, though, so that's not, his solid starts are not helping that much. The Arizona bullpen, a disaster. The Arizona offense looking like a disaster here recently, guys. 2-1, 0-0, and 1 over their last few games. Probably the coldest team at the plate in all of the major leagues. So we'll see what they can do here against the Tigers, who have won 3 straight now. Seems like they're riding the ship. They're going to hand the ball to Chris Paddack, newly acquired Chris Paddack. He's 3-9 on the season, a 4.95 ERA. Just came over there from the Twins, and his last start for the Twins was a very solid one against the Dodgers. Obviously, he didn't get enough runs for it to get the win or anything like that, but he threw the ball great. I'm expecting him to go up against a Tigers team and have a decent amount of success. His last time facing them was back, at the very, very end of June, so not that long ago. 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, and a 3-0 loss. But I'm not too worried about Paddack here. Obviously, he's not facing Detroit here. Detroit is the team that he's now on. He'll be facing the Diamondbacks, so that's not a huge concern. He hasn't faced the Diamondbacks yet this season. So Paddack, I'm expecting him to be pretty good out there in this one. The Tigers bullpen has looked bad recently, but I think they've got some good arms out there. They're going to turn things around. The offense seems like it's coming back around 12, 5, and 10 over the last few games. We all knew that slump was temporary. We just don't know how long that temporary stretch was going to go on. So looking at the numbers, the Diamondbacks are plus 115. The Tigers are minus 135. We've got a total of 9 in this game. Arizona's 25-28 on the road, 26-25-2 to the over on the road. Detroit is 34-21 at home, 28-24-4 to the under at home. I think the Diamondbacks have fully mailed it in at this point, guys. Give me the Tigers at minus 135 with a decent shot to end up in the pinned comment. Paddack's going to want to make a good first impression on his, new teammates and stuff like that. And regardless, I just think this is a good spot for him and for the Tigers bats to keep on chugging. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Boston Red Sox going on the road to take on the Minnesota Twins. Now, unfortunately, no numbers out for this game at time of recording, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Boston is coming off a 8-5 win in Game 2 of this series. Here in Game 3, they're going to hand the ball to Brian Bello. He's 6-5 on the year, a 3.32 ERA. His last start, 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, and a 5-2 loss against the Dodgers. He hasn't been throwing the ball incredibly well. We'll see what he can do here against the Twins. Obviously not the hardest hitting opponent. He hasn't faced them since back in early May, and he was excellent in that start, so I guess some positive history doesn't hurt. We'll see which version of Brian Bello we get in this game. Now, the Boston bullpen's been excellent. A 3.37 bullpen ERA has them top 4 in the majors, so that's all good news. And the offense, 8-4-4-4-2 over their last few. Not exactly killing it at the plate. They're 4th in runs scored, at 9th in batting average, but not looking like the scariest team at the plate right now. We'll see how that goes down the stretch this season. Now they're going to be taking on the Twins here. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. They'll hand the ball to Zebby Matthews, who's 2-2 on the season, a 4.97 ERA. He's going to be I don't know if he's banged up. Possibly this isn't a correct starter for this game. We'll see. Maybe that's why there's no numbers out for this game. The last time he was on the mound, he dominated the Nationals. We'll see what he looks like in this one against Boston, or if he's actually even starting this game, because it looks like there might be some late breaking injury news about Zebby Matthews. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, the Twins bullpen's been terrible. The offense hasn't been anything special. 5, 2, 3, 1, and 3 over their last few games. Over the course of the year, this team's been pretty terrible at the plate. 21st in runs scored, 23rd in batting average. Buxton going on the 10-day IL with that rib cage issue. The bad news just piles up here for the Twins. So I'm very likely to be leaning towards the Red Sox in this game, but gotta wait and see what the numbers are. Hey guys, hopping in here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB and UFC picks, with NFL and college football coming up before you know it. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last several years in a row and has had a great 2025 season so far. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, a free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not always match what you see here in the videos, as I'm not the premium MLB handicapper over there at Stump the Spread. We've got a monster with many more years of experience covering MLB. He uses some very sophisticated tools and algorithms to make all of his predictions, and They have had a very, very good month of July and had a very good day there on the 29th. Yesterday, guys, he had the Brewers as a 1-unit play. That was a win. The Dodgers as a 1.5-unit play, another win. He does have the Mets still as a 1-unit play, and unfortunately, they're now down 7-1. So that's probably going to be the lone loss of the day because he also cashed the Royals as a 1.2-unit play and the Tigers as a 2-unit play. So whether the Mets win or lose, he's got a very nice, profitable day locked in there for all the premium members. So definitely get over there, check out the premium content. It is a very good deal. You'll see plenty of positive comments about it in the comment section, I would assume, on this video. After a nice 4-1 day, I doubt you'll see anybody complaining too much. And also, guys, you got to go over there to Stump the Spread to get on the free email newsletter. You just set up a free account to get on the newsletter list. All they need is your name and your email address for that free account. That's it. That'll get you one email straight to your inbox or your spam folder. So check your spam folder, but usually straight to your inbox every single day with at least one free pick, oftentimes 2 free picks. There will be information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, WNBA picks are often included and have been very profitable this season. They may get added to the premium section next year. That could be a thing that we end up doing because WNBA seems like it's heating up a little bit, but tons of great information in there. Parlays are included in there as well, so definitely check out that free email newsletter. It's great value straight to your inbox every single day. Also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to become a YouTube channel member. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single video, but also get get access to our members only giveaways every 7 days. So here in 5 more days, something like that, we'll be doing another giveaway. We'll be rolling for one random channel member will be winning a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to their mailbox, guys. So definitely, get in on that if you're interested. The little join button should be right below the video, but we've got a ton of games to look at here. So very crowded slate. Let's go ahead and dive back in. We're going to be looking at the Atlanta Braves going on the road to take on the Kansas City Royals. Unfortunately, no lines out for this game either at time of recording. I don't know why the odds makers are being so conservative with releasing their lines today, but you'll have to check that back on the pinned comment today because we could definitely be adding some stuff in late. The Braves are reportedly going to hand the ball to Joey Wentz in this game. He's normally been a bullpen guy, but since coming over there from Minnesota, they've, trying to move into a starting role. He did a great job against the Yankees, but then a pretty bad job against the Rangers. So we'll see which version of this guy we get out there this time. I'm not necessarily expecting miracles here, and it's not like the Braves are really, in a great position to compete right now. Their bullpen has been decent at different points this year, but it's been struggling lately. The offense hasn't been ideal either. Acuna headed to the IL with that Achilles issue. No reason to be pushing that guy now. The season is basically over there for the Atlanta Braves. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Royals, who are 53-55 on the season after that 9-6 win there yesterday. They're going to really have to turn things on here late in the season. They're still 2 games below 500. Hitting the ball in this one to Angel Zerpa. Not a guy that I'm super familiar with. He's been a bullpen guy the majority of the season. Did make a spot start back on the 12th. 1 inning pitched there in that bullpen, start situation, and it was a game we saw the Royals lose 3-1. We'll see what he can do out there. I don't expect him to go more than an inning, maybe 2 at the most, and that's going to leave a lot of pressure on a Royals bullpen that, well, it's been decent this year, hasn't necessarily been elite. They are taking on a team that, isn't having a great time. Now, the Royals offense came up with 9 runs there yesterday, and slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Royals with us. But yeah, 9, 7, 4, 4, and 5 over their last few games is pretty hot hitting for a Royals team that's been, terrible at the plate. Seems like an understatement. They're 29th in the majors in runs scored, 27th in on base percentage, 24th in slugging percentage, just not a very good team at the plate. So in general in this game, I think we'll be leaning towards the Royals, but I doubt it'll be a major lean because of their weird pitching spot. Next up, guys, we've got one of the hottest pitching matchups of the day. We've got the Chicago Cubs going on the road to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Cubs have lost 2 straight to start off this series. That is not a great look. Ian Happ leaving that game for x-rays after fouling that ball off of his shin. They came back negative. That's good, but he could end up missing this game. That would be a pretty bad look there for the Cubs, who are now 2 games back in the Brewers here in a very tight race there for the NL Central. The Cubs are going to hand the ball to Shota Imanaga, who's 7-4 on the year, a 3.12 ERA. He got absolutely obliterated by the White Sox his last time out. That was really weird. I am looking for him to have something of a bounce back, but the last time he faced the Brewers, he wasn't great. 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, and 2 earned runs is definitely not terrible, but the Cubs lost that game 4-0. So we'll see what Imanaga's got in the tank for this one, and obviously a huge bounce back spot after being terrible his last time on the mound. The Cubs bullpen hasn't been terrible this season, but recently it's had some big bumps in the road, and the offense 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 over their last few definitely doesn't look terrible, but not swinging their hottest bats at the moment despite being second in the majors in runs scored and fourth in batting average. So we'll see what they do here against the Brewers, who come into this game playing great, winning 3 in a row. They're going to hand the ball to their ace, Freddie Peralta, who's 12-4 on the year, a 2.81 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and a 5-1 loss against the Marlins. So not a great look there. We'll see what he's done against the Cubs this season. Yeah, he was decent against them back on June 19th. 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs allowed because he gave up a couple home runs there at Wrigley, which, that can happen. He also dominated them the last time he faced them at home. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed back on May 4th, and a 4-0 win for the Brewers. So I'm expecting very good stuff from Peralta in this game. I'm expecting very good stuff from the Brewers bullpen, which is somehow actually better than the Cubs bullpen at this point, and their offense has been killing it recently. 9, 8, 3, 4, 1, and 10 over their last few games. They're 7th in the majors in runs scored, 11th in batting average. Churio having that right hamstring injury. Apparently that triple wasn't the greatest thing to go for. Maybe should have just held up there at second. But yeah, that's a little bit of a rough look. But I mean, it's a hamstring, so he could be fine. It could also be 2 months before he's even close to normal. So we'll see how that goes. But looking at the numbers, guys, the Cubs are plus 105. The Brewers are minus 125. We've got a total of 7.5 out there. The Cubs are 29-25 on the road, 27-23-4 to the over on the road. The Brewers are 35-19 at home, 31-23-1 to the under at home. You could talk me into under 7.5 in this game, I suppose. I don't love it though. Much better than that. I like the Brewers here at minus 125. I think they're in excellent shape to win this game, earn their 3rd straight win in this series, their 4th straight win overall, and make that gap there in the NL Central even bigger. So give me the Brewers here at minus 125. In Freddie Peralta, we trust. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Philadelphia Phillies going on the road to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Phillies got the bounce back 6-3 win there yesterday in Chicago. Now in game 3 of this series, they're going to hand the ball to Taijuan Walker. He's sporting a 3.84 ERA. He's been in and out of the bullpen this year, helped at some points, but I don't know. His last 2 starts have not looked great. Struggled a little bit at the Yankees, struggled a little bit against the Angels. Both of those games, though, he got tons of run support, and both were wins there for the Phillies. We'll see what he can do here against the White Sox. Obviously not the toughest team to face, but they've shown they can tear some pitchers up here recently. So we'll see what he can do, see what that Phillies bullpen can do. It has been a pretty big problem all year long. The offense really comes and goes for this team. 6, 2, 3, 9, 12, and 8 over their last few games, guys. They're 9th in the majors in runs scored and 6th in batting average, but it's really difficult to tell what this offense is going to do on a day-to-day basis. So we'll see what they do here against the White Sox, who have lost 3 of their last 4, but did win game 1 of this series 6-2. They're going to hand the ball to Adrian Hauser, who I think you can pretty safely say is their ace. The dude is 6-2 on the year, a 2.10 ERA. His last couple of starts, though, not quite as dominant. Gave up 3 earned runs on 10 hits over 4 1/3 against the Pirates. That wasn't a 10-4 win. Then in a 12-5 win, 6 2/3 innings, 5 hits, and 3 earned runs against the Cubs. The White Sox are 5-0 over his last 5 starts. That's kind of wild, guys. I'm going to be honest. That's kind of wild. Now, the bullpen for the White Sox, not nearly as bad as you would expect. A 3.91 bullpen ERA, way better than the Phillies. The offense, though, 3, 6, 4, 1, 12, and 11 over their last several games, guys. They're currently 27th in runs scored, 29th in batting average, 29th in slugging percentage. Not the scariest team at the plate, but they've shown they can do some stuff at the plate recently. So looking at the numbers, the Phillies are minus 150. The White Sox are plus 125. We got a total of 9 in this game. The Phillies are a 500 road team. They're 33-19-2 to the under on the road. The White Sox are 23-31 at home, 28-22-5 to the over at home. I'm not really into the total in this game, but I do think the side you want to be on is the White Sox at plus 125. I don't trust Taijuan Walker. I don't really trust the Phillies at all. Not like I'm in love with the White Sox here, but Hauser's been pretty good this year, and he gets tons of run support, so definitely lean towards the White Sox in this one. Next on the docket, we've got the Washington Nationals going on the road to take on the Houston Astros. Once again, guys, like I was saying, the books being very conservative haven't put out numbers for this game. Now, the Nationals did finally lose one. They had won 3 in a row. They lost game 2 against the Astros 7-4. They'll hand the ball in this one to Mackenzie Gore, who's 4-10 on the year, a 3.52 ERA. This poor kid just can't seem to get any run support. He's been very good this year. His last time on the mound, 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run allowed there against the Minnesota Twins. He did walk 6 in that game, so clearly major control issue. issues. We'll see if he can get back on track in this one going up against what is turned into a very light-hitting Houston Astros team. Now, the Nationals bullpen, it's been the worst bullpen in the majors all year long. That's no surprise to anyone. We've talked about that a lot of times, but their offense, it's been interesting, guys. 4, 2, 7, 9, 0, 0, and 6 over their last few games. Very all over the place. They're 18th in batting average, 17th in runs scored. They've shown they've got some pop, but also shown that they're not, very reliable at all. So we'll see what they do here on the road in Houston, taking on these Astros, who are 61-47 on the year. That skid there got them all the way down to only a 3.5 game lead over Seattle in a looking pretty competitive AL West. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Ryan Gusto, who's 6-4 on the year, a 5.18 ERA. He got obliterated by the Athletics his last time on the mound, so that's not exactly a great look. We'll see what he can do here against the Nationals. He hasn't faced them this season, but his last few starts were excellent. Well, no, I take that back. He had an excellent start. Then, not so impressive. 3 bullpen appearances, 2 of which were good, 1 of which was terrible. It's hard to know what you're going to get out of this guy, I'm going to be honest. I mean, he's a 26-year-old starter on a big league mound. Inconsistency is kind of the name of the game. So, no numbers for this game right now, like I was saying. I do expect the Astros bullpen to help them out. It's been good this year, but the offense has been really bad recently. I know they're coming off a 7-run game, but that has not been the norm. So, yeah, no numbers for this game. Like I said, I would assume I might be leaning towards the Nationals here, but we'll have to wait for those numbers. Next on the docket, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates going on the road to take on the San Francisco Giants. Now, the Pirates come into this game, guys, 46-62 on the year, but they've won 7 out of their last 8 games. Not taking it easy on teams. They'll hand the ball here to Mike Burrows, who's 1-3 on the year, a 4.15 ERA. This young 25-year-old has been really good over his last couple of starts. I would say 3 out of his last 4, maybe even 4 out of his last 5 have been excellent. He did get slammed by the Twins back on the 12th, but his last time on the mound, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed there against Arizona. That's very, very good work. We'll see what he can do here against the Giants. Not a team he's faced this season, but also not the hardest hitting opponents. Now, the bullpen for the Pirates started off the season terrible, has gotten all the way up to being very respectable. Top 10, I think currently 10th in the majors with a 3.78 bullpen ERA. The offense has held this team back a lot at different points. 3, 6, 6, 2, 0, 6, and 8 over their last few games. Definitely qualifies as hot hitting for a team that's last in the majors in runs scored and 28th in batting average. So we'll see what they do here in San Francisco, taking on this Giants team that's now dropped 5 in a row. They're going to hand the ball to Logan Webb, hoping he can stem the tide here. He's 9-8 on the year, a 3.38 ERA. His last 2 starts have looked terrible, getting obliterated by the Blue Jays, obliterated by the Mets. He had a good time there, in the All-Star game, but went into the All-Star break getting obliterated as well. So very worried about Logan Webb in this game. The Giants bullpen's been excellent all year long, but they might really have to hold the fort here because it's been brutal. It's been brutal lately. The offense has been terrible. 1-5-3, 1-1 over their last few games. This team got off to a very hot start at the plate that has not continued deep into the season. They're one of the worst offenses in the majors. So looking at the numbers, guys, they're kind of crazy to me. The Pirates are plus 175. The Giants are minus 210. We've got a total of 7.5 out there. The Pirates are 14-37 on the road. 31-18-2 to the under on the road. The Giants are 28-24 at home, 30-21-1 to the under at home. I don't hate under 7.5 in this game. I think it's actually kind of reasonable. Now, in terms of a side, there's no chance I'm taking the Giants as 2-1 favorites against anyone. Give me the Pirates here at plus 175. Burrows has been throwing the ball well. The Pirates are hitting the ball a little bit here. I think they find a way to win a very low-scoring game. Next on the docket, we're looking at the New York Mets going on the road to take on the San Diego Padres. Now, Soto leaving that game after a foul ball off of his foot. Not ideal. They're actually still playing right now in the top of the 9th, but the Mets are pretty much cooked. They're down 7-1. Couldn't really get the job done there for us yesterday. We'll see if they can bounce back here, handing the ball to Clay Holmes, who's 9-5 on the year, a 3.40 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run allowed there against the weak-hitting Giants. He hasn't looked dominant over any of his last 5 starts, if I'm being honest, so we'll see which version of Clay Holmes we get here, but I'm not necessarily expecting him to go nuts out there. He is facing the Padres, who aren't the scariest team, but I'm not a huge fan of Clay Holmes at this point. Now, the bullpen for the Mets has been respectable all year long, but a 3.72 bullpen ERA does not put them in the elite category for me. The offense is going to be in trouble, especially if Soto is out. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the offense in general this season has not been nearly as good as I would have expected for the Mets. They're 20th in batting average. They are 9th in slugging percentage, which is nice, but 14th in runs scored. Just not quite as good of a team at the plate as you would expect with their kind of payroll. So we'll see what they do here against the Padres, who playing really well. Looks like they're going to get their 4th straight win. They're going to hand the ball to Yu Darvish, which is a pretty big concern. He's 0-3 on the year, a 9.18 ERA. His last start, he gave up 8 earned runs on 8 hits over 3 1/3 innings against the Cardinals. Over his 5 starts this year, he's been very mediocre. Only one of those outings did we see the Padres get the win. So I'm very worried about Yu Darvish here. I'm not that worried about the Padres bullpen. Obviously, it's been excellent this season, but definitely worried about Darvish. The offense is swinging some of the hottest bats in the majors. I mean, 7, 7, 9, and 3 over their last few games is amazing for a team that's only 25th in the majors in runs scored and 25th in slugging percentage. So we'll see what they can do here at home. The Mets are minus 125. The Padres are plus 105. We've got a total of 8.5. The Mets 25 and 29 on the road, 29, 23, and 2 to the under on the road. The Padres are 32 and 18 at home, 29, 20, and 1 to the under at home. With both teams showing such big trends towards the under, I would maybe think about under 8.5, but with Yu Darvish on the mound, that's not my biggest lean, guys. I think we got to take the Mets again here. It doesn't feel great, but I will be on the Mets and Clay Holmes in this spot against Darvish, who's just been so bad right now, I can't justify taking him. Rolling right along, we've got the Colorado Rockies going on the road to take on the Cleveland Guardians. Now, the Rockies come into this game fresh off a 10-4 loss there yesterday. They're 28 and 79 on the year, setting records for incompetence. They'll hand the ball in this one to Kyle Freeland, who's 2 and 10 on the season, a 5.24 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs against Baltimore. A step down from what we saw the game before, but overall, this guy is not having a great season. We'll see what he can do here against the Guardians, a team that he hasn't faced this year. But yeah, Kyle Freeland not making my list of excellent starting pitchers in the majors. Now, the Rockies bullpen's been atrocious. Bottom 3 in the majors, a 5.15 bullpen ERA. The offense, 4, 8, 1, 0, 6, 6, and 8 over their last few games is not great, guys. They're 28th in the majors in runs scored and 25th in batting average. Not getting any better anytime soon. So we'll see what they do here in Cleveland to take on the Guardians, who just won 10-4 in Game 2 of this series. They're going to hand the ball to Colby Allard. Normally a relief pitcher. Not a lot on him so far this season. So we'll see which version of Colby Allard we get here. I'm not holding my breath for any sort of, incredible outing. Now, the Cleveland bullpen's been decent, so they can come in and back this kid up, but I'm a little bit worried about the pitching situation and kind of everything here for Cleveland. They haven't had the season they imagined. They're 1 game below 500. The offense has maybe looked a little bit better here recently, but they're still last in the majors in batting average and 28th in on-base percentage. So don't have a ton of great things to say about the Guardians right now. So looking at the numbers, the Rockies are plus 162. The Guardians are minus 195. We've got a total of 8 in this game. The Rockies are 14 and 40 on the road. That's an MLB worst road mark. 32, 22, and 1 to the under on the road. The Guardians are 25 and 26 at home, 26, 25, and 1 to the over at home. I definitely think this is a spot to side with the Guardians or just stay away from this game. I'm not going to be backing the Rockies. The Guardians are in desperation mode, or at least that's what it seems like. So give me Cleveland, but also, guys, I'm staying way, way away from this one. Next up, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays going on the road to take on the New York Yankees. The Rays let us down big time, guys. When they were up 3-0, I thought that plus 175 dog was going to cash. They end up giving up that lead. Now, they're going to hand the ball here in Game 3 of this series to my twin brother, Zach Littell, who's 8 and 8 on the year, a 3.72 ERA, coming off one of his worst starts of the season. He went into Cincinnati and got shelled. 10 hits, 5 earned runs over 6 innings. Gave up a couple home runs in that outing as well. Definitely his worst start in any of his last 5. We'll see if he can bounce back here going up against the Yankees. Not normally the easiest team to face, but things are a little bit different right now with no Aaron Judge. He did face the Yankees back in the very beginning of May and had an excellent 7-inning performance there, so we'll see if he can channel any of that here in the heat of the summer. Now, the Rays bullpen has been excellent at some points this year, but a 3.86 bullpen ERA. It's been struggling a little bit recently, and the offense has fallen off of a cliff. 5-4, 1, 2-2, 9-4, and 3 over their last several games. Nowhere near what we've seen from them over the course of the year. Over the season, guys, they're 10th in runs scored, 3rd in batting average, and 12th in on-base percentage. They're not looking like that right now. So we'll see what they can do on the road against these Yankees, who are 58 and 49 on the season. They've won 2 out of their last 3, but haven't been having a great time. They're 4 games back of the now slumping Toronto Blue Jays. They're handing the ball here to Will Warren, who's 6 and 5 on the year, a 4.82 ERA. His last start was decent against the Phillies, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits and 2 earned runs, but the Yankees lost that game 12-5. Over his last 5 starts, he's had 2 absolutely atrocious ones. We'll see which version of Will Warren we get in this game. See what he looks like here against Tampa Bay, a team that he hasn't faced since back in early May where he got shelled. So definitely worried about Will Warren here, worried about the Yankees bullpen. It's been atrocious here over the last 10 to 15 games. It's been a huge problem. And the offense, while they did come up with 7 runs yesterday, Bellinger and Volpe hitting home runs isn't something that's going to happen every night. So we'll see. They are third in the majors in runs scored and 7th in batting average, but they're not like that without Aaron Judge. So looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Rays are plus 118. The Yankees are minus 140. We've got a total of 9 out there. Tampa Bay is 23 and 25 on the road, 29 and 22 the under on the road. The Yankees are 31 and 22 at home, 31, 22 and 1 to the under at home. I'm not too interested in the total here, guys, but I do think we might have to run it back here on the Tampa Bay Rays at plus 118. They're getting plus money here. I think they've got the pitching advantage. Obviously, Will Warren having negative history against the Rays helps here as well. So definitely give me Tampa Bay here at plus 118 as a possible dog of the day. Next up, we're looking at the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the Cincinnati Reds. Now, the Dodgers come into this game 63 and 45 on the season, winners of each of the first 2 games of this series. Definitely flipping the script on a team that's had given them tons of trouble this season. The Dodgers are going to hand the ball in this one to Shohei Ohtani. He's coming into this game to make another start. So we'll see how long they're actually, willing to leave him out there. It does make me a little bit concerned. I mean, we haven't seen him, pitching super deep into games this season. They still haven't let him go more than 3 innings in any game. The last time he was on the mound, 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run against the Twins. We did see the Dodgers eventually win that game 5-2, but I do worry about what that Dodgers bullpen is going to look like once he comes out of the game. A 4.29 bullpen ERA has been a huge problem for this team all year long. So definitely worried about that. The offense, 5, 3, 2, and 5 over their last 2 has not looked incredible either. They are first in the majors in runs scored and second in slugging percentage, but not really hitting the ball like that right now. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Reds, who are 56 and 52 on the year, obviously losing their last 2 in a row. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Nick Martinez, who's 9 and 9 this season, a 4.69 ERA. His last start was against Tampa Bay, and start for that was against the Mets, and both of them were very solid. Honestly, he's had 3 excellent starts in a row, so liking how he's throwing the ball. We'll see what he can do here against the Dodgers, a team that he does not have any history against this season. So I do worry a bit about Nick Martinez on the mound. I worry a little bit, not a lot, about the Reds bullpen. But generally speaking, guys, the offense has been kind of there. It's been a weird season. They're 11th in runs scored, but 16th in batting average and 19th in slugging percentage. They've scored 4, 2, 2, 6, and 7 over their last few games. They've got some exciting young players, but not a ton of consistency. So we'll see what they can do here at home, trying to avoid losing their 3rd straight. Now, the Dodgers are minus 180. The Reds are plus 150. We've got a total of 9.5. The Dodgers only 1 game above 500 on the road. They are a significant under team on the road. The Reds are 31 and 23 at home, 33, 17, and 5 to the under at home. Guys, we've got a total of 9.5 in this game. That feels very, very high. I think we're going to see, 3, maybe 4 very nice innings there from Ohtani. We'll see Nick Martinez hopefully do his thing out there. We'll see how that goes. But really, I think under is an excellent play in this game. And you could also interest me in the Reds at plus 150. Because while Ohtani will go out there and do his thing for a few innings, or at least hopefully if you're a Dodgers fan, I could also see that Dodgers bullpen coming in and really being terrible. So give me the Reds at plus 150 and the under in this game. Next up, guys, we've got the Miami Marlins going on the road to take on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Marlins got the 5-0 win there in St. Louis yesterday at 51 and 55 on the year. This is a much more respectable team than I thought they would be coming into the season. They'll hand the ball in this game to Cal Quantrill, who's 3 and 8 this year, a 5.05 ERA. His last start was against the Brewers. He was excellent over 5 innings. Start for that, he dominated the Royals. 4 out of his last 5 starts have been very, very good. Now, we'll see what he can do here against the Cardinals. He hasn't faced them this season, but they're not swinging the hottest bats, and I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing there from Cal Quantrill on the mound. So, seems like it might be a good spot from him. The Miami bullpen's looking better and better down the stretch this year. Definitely not elite, but definitely significantly better. The offense, 5-1, 3, 7, 5, 3, and 4 over their last few games. This isn't going to be a team that puts up, 15 runs a game, but 8th in batting average, 18th in slugging percentage. They've got some bats out there that you have to actually pay attention to. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Cardinals, who are 55 and 54 on the year. They've lost 3 out of their last 4, and they're going to hand the ball here to Miles Mikolas, who's 6 and 7 on the season, a 4.94 ERA. His last start, he was excellent against the Padres. Obviously, but 5 innings, 7 hits, and only 1 strikeout. He was getting a little bit lucky there in a 3-0 win for the Cardinals. Before that, he got shelled by the Diamondbacks. He got shelled by the Cubs here recently as well. Not somebody that's really had the best time on the mound this season. As he faced the Marlins, he has not faced the Marlins this year, but I'm not expecting good stuff anytime I see Mikolas on the mound. In terms of the Cardinals bullpen, it's been decent, a 3.57 bullpen ERA, but I just, for some reason, can't quite trust that unit. And the offense, it's been bad. Obviously, getting shut out yesterday, not a good look. 0-7, 2-1, 3-9, and 0 over their last few games. They're down to 13th in runs scored, 17th in slugging percentage. This team just didn't really have the legs to hold on there to being a top 10 offense. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Marlins are plus 125. The Cardinals are minus 150. Total of 8.5 out there. The Marlins are a 500 road team. They're 27, 24, and 2 to the over on the road. The Cardinals are 32 and 22 at home, 29, 22, and 4 to the over at home. You can maybe talk me into over 8.5 in this game, but better than that, I like the Marlins at plus 125 here on the road. I think they're in a very good spot to win this game. I don't like Michaelis on the mound at all. Fading him is almost always a good idea, so definitely give me the Marlins in this spot. Rounding into the home stretch, guys, we've got the Texas Rangers going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. Now, the Rangers very realistically could end up losing in game 2 of this series and going down 2-0. They're down 5-7 in the bottom of the 8th inning, so they're running out of chances here. They're going to hand the ball in game 3 to Nathan Eovaldi. He is 8-3 on the year, a 1.50 ERA. He has been absolutely dealing over his last 5 starts. Last time he faced the Angels, which was back on July 8th, so very recently. A 13-1 win for the Rangers. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits and 1 unearned run while walking 0 and striking out 6. I'm expecting him to go out there and dominate the Angels in this game, no doubt about that. The bullpen for the Rangers has been excellent all year long, one of the top 2 or 3 bullpens in all of Major League Baseball. The offense is a bit of a concern. They've come up with 5 runs so far in their current game, which isn't bad, but they're 22nd in runs scored, 27th in batting average. Definitely not a team you can count on at the plate. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Angels, who playing a little bit better, guys. They're actually 52 and 55 on the year. Once again, a team that's much more respectable than I would have guessed. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Jose Soriano, who's 7-7 on the year, a 3.79 ERA. He's been throwing the ball pretty well here down the stretch, giving up 2, 2, and 1 earned runs over his last 3 starts. Now, the last time he faced the Rangers, it was a 13-1 loss. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, and 5 earned runs. He walked 5 and struck out 4 in that outing. Not exactly giving me tons of optimism here for Soriano. He also got shelled by the Rangers back in the early portion of the season as well, so worried about him in this start for sure. Always will be worried about that Angels bullpen, a 5.01 bullpen ERA. That's a pretty big yikes. And the offense, while they've been hitting the ball really, really well recently, I do not expect them to hit the ball well against Eovaldi here. He is a monster. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Rangers are minus 130. The Angels are plus 110. A total of 8.5 out there. The Rangers are 22 and 31 on the road, 27, 25, and 1 to the under on the road. The Angels are 27 and 25 at home, 28, 22, and 2 to the over at home. You could talk me into under 8.5 in this game, maybe, but much better than that. I'll be riding here with the Rangers and Eovaldi at minus 130, especially if they do lose here in game 2. There's no way they lose 3 straight games against the Angels. Last but not least here, guys, we've got the Seattle Mariners going on the road to take on the Sacramento Athletics. Now, the Mariners and Athletics, there's no way they're still playing, right? This game has to be over, I would think. Yeah, it was a 6-1 loss there for the Mariners. So they're looking to, win or get up 2-1 in this series. They'll hand the ball to Brian Wu, who's 8-5 on the year, a 2.91 ERA. His last start, he was excellent against the Angels. A nice bounce back after struggling against the Astros. Now, we'll see what he can do against the Athletics here. Not necessarily a walkover team by any stretch. The last time he faced them, he got shelled back in early May. So that's definitely something to keep in mind in this one. The Mariners bullpen, while it's been good over the course of the year, hasn't been red hot lately, and the offense has floundered a little bit. I mean, honestly, right now they're sitting, 17th in batting average, 11th in runs scored, just not hitting the ball that well at the moment. And they're going to have to score some runs here against the Athletics, even though Wilson is now on the IL with that fractured arm. They're going to hand the ball to Jeffrey Springs, who's 9-7 this season, a 4.13 ERA. His last start was against the Astros, and he was excellent in a 15-3 win. The last time he faced the Mariners was back in early May, and he was good. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. Good, but not great. So we'll see which version of Springs we get here. See if that Athletics bullpen can be better. A 5.32 bullpen ERA, obviously a major concern for this team. The offense, 6-1, 7-5, 15, and 5 over their last few games. They're swinging the bats pretty well down the stretch this year. They are 15th in runs scored and 13th in batting average. Also a top 5, top 6 slugging percentage team in the majors. They've been respectable at the plate this year, no doubt about that. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Mariners are minus 145. The Athletics are plus 125. 125, a total of 9.5. Seattle is 29-26 on the road, 32-22-1 to the over on the road. The Athletics are 20-32 at home, 27-22-3 to the over at home. I think over 9.5 is in play in this game, maybe, but I'm not in love with it. I definitely think this is a good spot to be on the Athletics, though, at plus 125. Springs, he's got some decent history against the Mariners. Wu has gotten shelled by the Athletics. Give me the underdog here in this one. Guys, that's all the games we have here today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everyone watching this video. Click the link in the description to check out everything we offer at stumpthespread.com. We got free stuff over there. The email newsletter, definitely want to get signed up for that. And you got to check out those premium picks that went 4-1 there yesterday. Very, very profitable stuff there. So definitely check that all out. And come right back here tomorrow. We'll be here same time, same place for more sports betting action.